Well, we're looking at the rule of fifths today. Let's jump in and see what I mean. This one is called the Pentadente 4-3-2-1. I am not exactly sure why it's called Pentadente. If there's five in the midfield, I really don't know. You got kind of five up front, I guess, if you use these registas, but still, I don't know. But overall, it seems to have done wonders for the creator, who had a great season with Fiorentina, another one with Tottenham, and then winning the Champions League with Wolves. So that's enough for me to try out. We're going to test it out, though, with our three teams of Liverpool and Aston Villa in the Premier League and our championship side of Ipswich Town in a holiday save, as we usually do. So, with all that said, let's just dive into the Premier League and see what happened. Well, as we take a look at the Premier League, we can see Liverpool coming in first, topping the table with 89 points and 79 goals. Aston Villa in fifth with 72 and 64. It does seem a little bit more average, though, on the numbers. Taking a look at the domestic cups with Liverpool, they do get through Aston Villa in the Carabao Cup fourth round 4-0. In the FA Cup, they get to the FA Cup fourth round 1-2 to Man City and lose there, but they do get to the Carabao Cup final 2-1 in extra time, well, over Man City. But they have a phenomenal run all the way to the Europa League final, beating Bayer Leverkusen 3-1. So all in all, 3 trophies and a forgetful FA Cup, I'll still take it. Squad-wise is looking pretty good, a little bit better than average, but 22 goals for Salah, 21 for Gakpo, assists 15 for Trent and Dominic Szoboszlai with 13 for Robertson. Average rating, Szoboszlai though gets tops with 727. But as we get to Aston Villa and their domestic cup run, we already saw them out handily by Liverpool in the Carabao Cup fourth round. They do get to the FA Cup fifth round, losing to Fulham 1-2. European-wise, they get all the way to the Europa Conference League final, beating Fiorentina 2-2 in penalties. So all in all, not the greatest of season. They still come away with a trophy, though. And squad-wise, they have some green in there, I'll give you that. But 22 goals for Diaby and Zaniolo apiece, 18 for Jacob Ramsey, assists 14 for Zaniolo, 10 for Tielemans, and then average rating, we got Zaniolo with a 726. Data Hub, Liverpool not looking the most attacking we've seen. I mean, they have some very strong attacking numbers, but they are definitely down in several groups. Their defense looks pretty nice. 2.08 goals per game is definitely lower than what they expect, but 0.66 conceded, 0.85 XG against is not bad. And Aston Villa, yeah, they really need to pick up the attacking side quite a bit. Defensively, you got the shutouts, but otherwise, that's tough. 1.68 goals per game is really bad, at least for them in their usual. But 1.13 conceded, 1.38 XG against. That conceded is actually a little bit lower than usual, but not much. And we're all over the pitch today. Liverpool with most points per game, 2.34 in first. Aston Villa in fourth with 1.89. Most goals, of course, Liverpool getting 79 with tops. That's kind of low for them. Aston Villa with 64 is definitely on the lower side for them. Fewer shots against Liverpool, though, 251 in first. Villa in eighth with 361. Most possession, 53% for Liverpool. Most dribbles made in third for Liverpool with 722. Aston Villa with 627. Most tackles won, Villa getting in the list with 919. Best pass completion, 89% for Liverpool, 88 for Aston Villa. And then most shots for in second for Liverpool, 552, which is pretty low. Aston Villa in sixth with 443. But now, Ipswich Town tends to rise when the others fail. How do you think they did this time around? Well, they got third place, but only 2 points off of Southampton in first. If you took control of this, as I usually say, do your own transfers and tactical changes during, the matches, match shouts, things like that, I think you could do better and actually get to that first place. But they get into the playoffs. Unfortunately, they don't make it through the playoffs. They lose out to Norwich in the semifinals. Domestic cups for Ipswich, though, they have a phenomenal run in the Carabao Cup all the way to the quarterfinals against Manchester United, losing out 0-3. They lose out in the FA Cup third round, though, 0-4 to Newcastle. All in all, it was a tough season, especially for the Ipswich of now, which is pretty much they're expected to get in that top section, get promoted most likely. But here, they came so close. Just so close. Squad-wise, they don't have a lot in the green. We don't usually see a lot in the green. But goals, 15 for Connor Chaplin, 8 for Broadhead. Wow, that's low. 15 for Leif Davis, Harry Clark with 10 assists. And then average rating, Connor Chaplin with a 7.21. Championship stats, Ipswich in third with 1.88 points per game, not great. But in fifth for most goals with 83, fewest shots against in second with 328, Most dribbles made in 4th with 824, best pass completion all the way down in 8th with 88%, and most shots were in 2nd with 658. So let us dive into the tactic itself. Again, I'm not really sure why it's called Pentadente, but there are circles of fifths that you could take a look at anywhere across the pitch. Sweeper keeper in defend is where we start. We got complete wingbacks on support on the left and the right, with ball playing defenders in defend on the central spots. 2 registas in support, a halfback in defend. We do have 2 shadow strikers in attack. Both do say mark specific players. However, when you go to mark specific position, nothing there. They do mark specific players. There's nothing in there. So I guess you got to figure that out and do it per game. I don't know. I really haven't used that much, but it's there. So take a look at it. Advance forward in attack. I know that's not helpful at all, but positive mentality in possession, attacking width is fairly wide. Approach plays pass into space. Play out of defense. Passing directness is slightly shorter, tempo is slightly higher, low crosses, in transition, counter press, counter, take short kicks, and out of possession, a mid-block line of engagement, a higher defensive line, trigger press much more often, prevent short goalkeeper distribution, get stuck in, and stop the crosses. So how did it do overall for our 3 teams? Yeah, I'm going to say it was about average. Ipswich in 3rd. We have definitely seen them so much higher. Again, if you take control of this, you could probably bring them up into that 92 to 93 points section. So I definitely think you could do a great job. But unfortunately, in this save, it didn't work all that well. Aston Villa getting very average results here. I want to know, what is that mark specific player, though? Obviously, you can't mark a specific player when you're not playing a specific team, so it's always going to be none. But why not mark specific position? I guess per individual teams they did very well, and you mark specific players here and there. Maybe the left back, right back, I'm assuming, which is usually the case. But here, it's kind of on the weird side for me. But it did work. I mean, 89 points, 13 points above Manchester United. So Liverpool did a very good job. But again, Aston Villa, I mean, both of these teams are kind of on the average mark. So definitely use this, use your players in it, fit them into the positions, get the transfers in that will fit them in the positions if you're missing out on a couple. And I think you could do a pretty good job. But if you tried it, let us know how it worked for you down below. But for in this save, yeah, it was kind of on average, but still kind of worked. But that's it for me, Sefian FM, for the Football Manager blog channel, saying thank you as always for watching. Take care and enjoy.